Hello, welcome to my level Jungle Brawl. This is a jungle themed level with a deep jungle theme later on. So I start off right away trying to influence the player by teaching them basic mechanics that will become useful later on. The first being the ladder and the slide. So going through the slide, you come across your first few enemies. Two very basic ones that don't directly attack you. And using your weapon to defeat them, you can pass further on. And this character will become more of a nuisance later on. So that's why I made it a faster respawn for it. Obviously, not every player is going to get that, so I try and give them a chance, more of a chance later on. You come across your first direct attacking enemy, the snakehead thing, and a jumping mouse that shares a common mechanic with multiple enemies throughout the map. So you can easily defeat the mouse, because it does not target the player. Those who are a bit more observant will realize that once behind the snake, they will not be attacked. Their mode of attack will be either dance around it and try and defeat it from over here, or climb this ladder and sneak behind them and get a kill. They are introduced to their first jumping section over here, and their first dragonfly, who they may get hit by and fall into the water, which is why I give them a checkpoint straight away. Now, I have these arrows here, that way I can give the player a choice. You have the ladder from earlier screaming at you, hey, come climb me, but you also have this, the map maker, telling you to advance forward where they want you to. So I reward stubborn players with a offshoot of the main level, and here is where that jumping mechanic of an enemy comes through. And you can move forward. So you have the dragonfly again. And this section is very important because if you fall, many players take falling pretty seriously. They think it's, the end. Not here. This is an offshoot. I want to reward the player for being curious. So if they fall, they go back onto the main level, the main route, and they can continue forward, or they can choose to be resilient and return to the challenge. I also linked these two areas together because when they weren't linked, a few players felt confused on where to advance, so I just linked them together. I still reinforce utilizing ladders because I want players to try and use them more. For being curious, you get a new weapon and some heals. Second checkpoint, dragonfly, snakehead, and a tiger. So for those who chose not to go onto the offshoot for the secret weapon, quote unquote, fearful players will choose to jump around and try and avoid this guy as much as they can, which is why I placed this slightly elevated area to where the tiger cannot jump up to. It allows the player to observe the tiger without any sort of real danger, where they can be a bit cheeky and attack it, jump back up, and rinse and repeat until they feel comfortable enough facing them later on. Okay. So you drop down here and you're introduced to the big frog. So most beginner players will choose to attack all of the small frogs that are directly jumping towards the player, and we'll notice that the big frog is the source. So after defeating the source, they're able to finish them off, and boom, cleared area. You get a new weapon and you get health. So there is no indicator. The reason for this is because I want to, again, reinforce curiosity. I also introduced a new material, being this stone over here. So if a player is like curious, they can slide on over here. Wow, a max barrel. They got a Jamba Juice. They can fill up all of their weapons and get full health. I also gave them stone, so as soon as they slide on out here, oops, as soon as they slide out, they'll get introduced and get to just spam it real quick, and boom. So this room is meant for player discovery and experimentation. As soon as they get a new weapon, they're able to either use it as soon as they come out of the secret room, or they can use it in this small scuffle room where it's two simple enemies that aren't directly targeting the player except the frog, because I want to reinforce attack the big frog, because that will be important later on. You get your third checkpoint. You get optional healing. And I link these together. That way when you come up here and you jump, you will see that there's an upper level. Reward curiosity. Give them an easy way out. And then you can move on to the secret quote-unquote area. So you take out the tiger from a safe distance, you take out the snake head, you get any ammo for your special weapons. You know, you're not getting too much of a challenge, but these tigers hit hard. So again, you're in a safe area. You get to experiment with your new weapon, observe how it works, and if you didn't grab the ammo, the bees would have gone and grabbed it. So you come back over here, and it's a safer area. So again, you can just take these guys out with ease as long as you don't run on forward. And hey, here's that health from earlier. I can use that to heal. You move on to the boss room, and boom, there he is. Defeating the boss will not end the level. You will be topped up on all your weapons, all your health. Players will be confused. Why didn't the boss end the level? Well, I can't go that way. I'll just try going this way. Can I go up? No, I cannot. Let me walk through here, and then boom, you get a nice scene change. You're out of the jungle. It feels a lot more fresh. And you're wondering what this thing does? It ends the level right there. So the thing I tried to do with a lot of my encounters was evaluate it based on the difficulty of the enemy themselves. So these guys, I consider them all 1s. This guy is a 2, and the head is like a 1.5 or a 2, but he's not too scary. So I never try and go past like a 4. This is like 3. This is 4, 3, 3.5 or 4, and then a nice 3. That's a bit more passive in the beginning. Unless you start spamming attacks against him, then he becomes really aggressive. So that's how I hammered out all of my encounters. So yeah, that's my level. Thank you for watching this video.